What's up, guys? Welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Leo.
What's up, y'all? It's Johnny from season 2 of Love Island USA, and I just got off of Love Island Games. It's kind of crazy. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
Man.
so excited. You were so fun to watch this season. Like, this season would not have been a season without you in your true villain era through this whole season.
Trust me, I know. Trust me.
What?
Bro.
Did you have a game plan going into this? Like, were you like, I'm going to be the villain?
No, it wasn't that I was going to be the villain. It was just like, I've done the challenge before, right? So in the challenge, you have to have like a game mindset. You got to do what's best for your game. We're talking about winning 100K. On regular Love Island, you don't go on there saying, I want to win.
Yeah.
Then it's like, all right, what are you here for, bro? Like, are you here to find love? What is it?
Right.
But I went on there and I was very vocal. Like, I want to get to the finale and I want to win. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't think so, at least. So really, it was just like, go in there, hopefully maybe find somebody where I have a connection with them. But it's 3 weeks, not the typical 6-7 weeks of Love Island.
So right off the bat, did you pick, who is the first person you're coupled up with?
Imani.
Oh,
yeah, from the duel.
Like, she's a fierce competitor.
Yeah. But I didn't really know that going into it. She just kind of looks like she's, I think she's like 5'7", like she's kind of athletic. And I thought she was beautiful. So I was like, all right, I'm going to pursue somebody going in here that I could potentially see something romantic, but also somebody that I could feel would help me in the challenges.
Yeah.
It was tough going in there taking her from Ray like that, just snatching
her up.
Did you know? That was funny as shit.
I didn't. So
you didn't know it was with Ray?
Yeah, so I was shown all the people,
and
I wasn't shown the couples.
Wow.
So they were like, yo, here's the list of the girls, here's the pictures. And I was like, oh, shit. I was sitting there for a minute. I was like, okay. I had to like decide. I'm like, I don't really, I didn't get to see too much, but I had to decide on 2 people before I walked in who I was gonna kiss.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm thinking like, I thought you and Ray were like this. And I'm like, not his own boy.
We are going to take a brief moment from the episode to hear from one of our sponsors, Caraway Home. The holidays are closer than ever, and Caraway Home has the best gifts for anyone. You can buy for yourself even. It's non-toxic cookware that also is very beautifully made. So if you order also by December 15th, you will get your gift for someone else or for you on time underneath the tree. So Caraway's Home non-toxic kitchenware features a chemical-free ceramic coating, so food can be prepared with the peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemicals will leach into your healthy ingredients. The new stainless steel cookware set, which is what I've been using, I got it in navy because you can do literally any color. It's their most popular product, and it's redesigned in stainless steel to make your meals all go to the next level. It's a staple for any home, and it has so many various modern shades to fit with any design aesthetic. Like I said, I've been sticking with the navy pans, and it looks so good all together. I feel like I'm more inclined to share what I'm cooking or be more excited about it when I love the design of what I'm cooking with. It's just so pretty. It's non-toxic, it's easy cooking, and it's obviously very well loved with over 50,000 people raving about Caraway Kitchen. So now it's time to try it for yourself. Visit carawayhome.com/ATI to take advantage of this limited time offer, 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/ATI or use code ATI at checkout. Caraway non-toxic cookware made modern.
Nah, bro. So look, I went in there and I picked Selly because I'm like, like if I didn't do that, that would just be boring TV, right? And I'm a bombshell. That's bombshell energy. Bless you.
Thanks.
That's bombshell energy. So I picked Selly just for the sake of it because on the first episode, was that not the moment?
Nah, OD, bro. In the trailer,
you know what I'm saying?
I was like, there's literally no way.
That's the moment, right? And then for Imani, I walked in, I saw she was sitting next to Ray. I was like, oh, he's going to hate me for this.
Yeah.
So then, I took her from him, and I could tell from the jump that, like, from the first day, I guess they spent with each other, they actually, like, really, like, started something that was kind of real. They had feeling for each other. And I could read that off of her immediately. And I told her, I even showed her, I was like, yo, like, just because I picked you, this is, like, the first day. Don't feel like I'm trying to, like, block you off from getting to know him. Please explore that all you want, Like, I'm not trying to step on any toes in that regard. Like, if this is what's best for you with Ray, please pursue that.
So then who came in next that you were with? So it was like the Liberty Jess.
Yeah, so the whole Liberty Jess thing, that's the whole thing that started me off to be like a savage, right?
Well, because we see you in the pool with Liberty.
Yeah, so look, I come in, I kiss Sally, so now I'm like, oh man, I'm the crazy ex. So I walk in, everyone's booing me straight off the rip because, everyone loves Sally and Justine, Shout out to them. But because I was Selly's ex, the whole house already was like, boo, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
They were like, yo, he's coming in and he's taking Ray's girl. Boo, fuck this guy. Because we're already cool with Ray, Selly, and Justine. Yeah. So I already had like this villain rap off the jump, which was like, I'm not going to say it's unfair because, like, you know, stemmed from my behavior, I guess, to a degree. But
yeah, Selly. You picked Selly for the kid.
Yeah, but big whoop. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know. I would have picked the same thing. I would have done the same thing at the beginning.
Wait, I have a quick question off of that though. Was that really the first time you guys talked again after 3 years? And like, I forget what the area is called. It's like right after the kiss, she was like, where she's going crazy about you on like the nachos and all that shit. I'm like, is that the first convo you had since then?
That was the first conversation we had in person. Like I saw her in passing a couple times in LA, like literally twice. But it was just like high and by, like, you know, it was very like, you know,
some subtle shit.
Oh, so how you doing? She's like, oh, you know, that type of shit. Yeah. But that was our first conversation.
Let's take another brief moment to hear from another one of our amazing sponsors, Miracle Made. So Miracle Made is an awesome bed sheet, bedwear. They have like towels brand that are all inspired by NASA. And I'm going to tell you about why I love it so much. So winter is here. And for me, that means struggling to find the right temperature when I sleep. And let me tell you, I either am really hot or I'm really cold. I open the door, I shut the door, I turn the AC on and off. And the sheets really help me regulate my temperature. So I recently found a way to start doing that with Miracle Made. If they have you using the perfect temperature all night long using silver infused bed sheets inspired by NASA, it regulates your sleep for the perfect temperature all night long. And if you didn't know, traditional bed sheets also can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat, which is disgusting. It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, but it's just gross. The Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, comforters that all prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry. So that's also super eco-friendly. We love it. They're self-cleaning. They have all their cooling properties for better quality sleep, their comfort and quality all in one. They're very luxuriously comfortable, and they make the perfect holiday gift for literally anyone, friends, family, spouse, whoever, and who doesn't want to sleep in better sheets, because I know I do. I love top of the line things. If you buy the sheets today, you get 3 free towels. So you're basically getting 2 gifts in one, which is a great deal. So go to trymiracle.com/ATI and try today, or gift it to someone special this holiday season. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. So save over 40%. And if you use our promo code ATI, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20% on your order. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/ATI and use the code ATI to claim your whole gift set. Again, that's trymiracle.com/ATI and treat yourself, a friend, or a loved one this holiday season.
I have my own side of the breakup and like what actually happened from my perspective. Nobody wants to hear that because from me, nobody's going to believe anything I have to say. Really? So it's just like, I wanted to go in there and just brush that over, say my, take my accountability and let her feel heard and then move forward. Because outside of that, it would just be distracting for my ultimate goal is winning the show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to start. Yeah, like we're both over this. Apparently, we're trying to just get rid of this beef so we can be in the same house, be civil with one another, and move forward. So I wasn't trying to like tell my side of the story.
Cool. After that, it looked like you guys were cool right after that. Like it didn't seem like any beef transpired after, from what we could see, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean it was straight. Like honestly, after Sally and I like kind of got over things, we had a couple moments like in the house where it's just like we're walking around and it would just be us and be like, damn, like. Who would have fucking thought we would be back in the villa where we kind of met.
Crazy.
And we're like cordial, we're cool, we're friends, whatever. Like it was just a cool thing for us to just kind of experience that with each other. But back to what I was saying about like the whole Liberty Jess situation, that's what made me look like the crazy villain, because what everyone sees is that I'm like kissing on Liberty and I'm da-da-da-da. The first like truth or dare game when I was still coupled up with Imani, Jess and Liberty, I think Jess came up to me and she sat on my lap and kissed me and shit. I was like, okay, that was a pretty good kiss. All right. So I was like slightly interested, and the things with Imani, that was already like the ship is sailed. So I was already trying to like seek out like my options. So Jess and Liberty, that night I kissed both of them, and both of the kisses were cool. Like it was cool, but after that I kind of wanted, like physically I kind of was like more interested in Liberty, just full transparency. So outside of the challenge, I got out of the shower. Liberty was pursuing me pretty hard. I was into her, but she was pursuing me pretty hard. I get out of the shower, she's waiting there, and we kissed in the bathroom. Because for me, it was like, okay.
In the towel, fresh out the shower.
Yeah, fresh out the shower, right?
Oh my
and like,
God.
realistically, like with Liberty, she was a really sweet girl, and she is a really sweet girl. But the conversation was always very surface level. I was trying to dig deeper with her, but it just never really clicked like that. Like it was just like, I couldn't. It was like pulling teeth having conversation with her. It was just very much like, You know, she expressed to me she was like nervous and stuff. Like, you know, I wasn't getting the full version of her, but you don't have much time in there, you know?
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
not enough
So,
time for you to get like comfortable and then have a real combo.
yeah. So in my
Yeah.
mind, when I'm, you know, around the villa with Liberty that one day and we're like in the pool and stuff, yeah, we're being like touchy and stuff like that. But like while we're talking, I'm like, they don't show our conversations for real because the conversations were very like just surface level. And I'm kind of just like, the whole
Yeah.
time talking, I was like, I'm not really feeling this. So that same day, what you guys don't see was Jess and I talking for hours. We talked about our family, our upbringing, her past, things she's into. I knew so much about her from that day.
Yeah, they don't show that. So I'm
They don't
like,
show
that's
it.
what we're throwing off. I'm like, there's no way bro just went from being all lovey-dovey with his shorty, didn't say one word to the other one. I was like, you know what, guys, check this out. I want
No,
you
that's
guys
what I'm
to
saying.
take
It was
MC.
crazy. I was like, this is wild that they're doing this, right?
Yeah.
So
So then the recoupling happens with the two of them. They both seem pretty shocked. Like Jess was shocked you picked her. What?
Yeah.
Why do you think she was shocked?
great explanation for that too. With
What?
Jess, she's admitted to everyone, I'm a very jealous person. The first warning Callum gave to me was, hey bro, be careful. Jess is a very jealous person. And she wears that on her sleeve. While I'm like talking to both of them in that little time frame before the recoupling, a random recoupling at that, Jess was so worried that I was gonna pick Liberty. And that's when you see her talk to Liberty and she's like, you know what? Fuck Johnny anyway, da 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 da. Like I'm not gonna waste my time, da da da. So they had like this like girl powwow and they're basically like, fuck Johnny anyway. And ultimately Jess wanted me to pick her. Jess wanted me to pick her. But because she had this conversation with Liberty right beforehand, when I picked Jess, she's over here like, because she felt weird about the conversation she just had with Liberty. So when we walked away from the recoupling, I was like, damn, I mean, you didn't look too happy to be picked. She's like, no, this is exactly what I wanted to happen. She's like, after the conversation I had with Liberty, like I just felt bad reacting in a positive way. And I was like, well, I wish you would have led with that. Like, I wish you would have said that to everyone because now I just look like a piece of shit, you know? She was like, yeah, I didn't want to react like happy because I just had this conversation with Liberty, da 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 da. And I'm like, damn, why didn't you tell people you were surprised but you're happy? Instead, it's like you've been pulling Liberty for chats all this time. I'm like, okay, but I've been pulling you too. Like her and I talked for hours. Did you see like the lightning thing that I did on? It was like the unseen.
I heard about that on like your forehead. Like you said, you had like a scar from getting struck by lightning.
Yeah, well, they show this scene on Unseen Bits from the day before the recoupling of me and Jess talking, and we're talking about like, you know, I'm telling her that I got struck in the head by lightning and shit, which was a lie, but it was like a really funny like interaction, and that was from the conversation, one of the conversations her and I had. But they didn't put that on the actual show, so it just makes it look like I was just like, Jess. That's not what happened.
So then you're like getting to know Jess, you guys are also competing like for the games. Like your whole plan, like you were like, I want to win. Like I want to win. Much more so than like I'm looking for romantic connection. If that happens too, great. But like I want to win and I'm going to do what it takes to win. You knew Courtney was coming in. There's like rumors that you guys talked to the airport and you're like, we're going to do this, whatever. But it's like also, I feel like a lot of the people talked beforehand or like came up with ideas of like how they would win. Like all the Islanders like know each other. Like it's no secret.
Another great explanation for all this. First of all, let me get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Everyone was there to win. Whether they said it or not, that's their game plan. Right? Okay. I'm not saying that everyone was going there to fake a relationship. That's not what I'm saying at all. But if anyone says they weren't going there to win, they're lying. They want to go there and find the best connection. Some people got lucky enough, like Jack and Justine, to find somebody that they can look at and say, okay, they're athletic. I'm attracted to them. Let's just ride it out because why would I want to recouple up with someone else when I already have something I can pursue romantically and compete well?
And win.
Right.
Exactly. But me, for instance, I coupled up with Imani. Didn't work out. I coupled up with Jess. She's 4'11". From the jump, she didn't have like the best track record. She lost the first 2 challenges. And I'm thinking, I know I'm a good competitor. I need somebody that can match that energy. No, seriously, I'm seeking someone that can like match that energy and potentially compete in the finale with me. But when Georgia came in, I had always told everyone in there, and everyone knew it, that I was like open to getting to know new people. So when Georgia came in and the Smooch Mary Pie thing happened, I took that as my opportunity to express interest in Georgia, right? Which was not like I'll stand on the fact that was not a problem. Like Jess and I have been coupled up for 2 days, and in that challenge, you have to kiss somebody. So I kissed Georgia, and I said nice things about her, but I also said a lot of nice things about Jess, but they didn't show, but like a sentence of it. And Jess was super jealous about that. Like she was like just so mad that I kissed Georgia, right? And after that, she was like, I just don't like it coming out in a game that you're interested in another girl. I was like, Jess, I told you I'm open. I'm not closed off with you until I say that I am. And plus it's been 2 days.
Yeah,
right?
like you didn't lie to her.
I didn't lie to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like peep this every single time that I came on the screen, the music would go from like cheery and happy to like
Dun, 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 dun.
tears, and like it would come from like the fire pit and like, and now Johnny's decision,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my
So
God.
after that was like our first interaction of like jealousy, and she was also super jealous about the whole Liberty thing, which is why during that like mountain thing she called Liberty jealous.
Right.
They have all this
Oh,
beef with each
yeah.
other, pine each other over me, but here I am just like sitting back, like I'm not causing this. Like I'm being honest with you guys, and you guys are being jealous and like all this shit. So I'm thinking Jess is like off a rocker at this point. Like as I'm like watching this in real life, like why are you acting like this? All love to Jess, but seriously, at that time I'm like, I mean, this is gonna look crazy from her standpoint because I'm being so transparent with her, telling her I'm open to getting to know new people. So then after Georgia came in, I was like, all right, Jess, like I'm open. Like this does not mean that I don't like you, but like I'm still open to getting to know new people as you should as well. But she didn't want to because you know what I'm saying she was already with me. You know what I'm saying? I was good at the challenges. She was set. She was straight. When Courtney came in, Jess and I had just won the Mr. and Mrs. Challenge, right? Yeah. We were lit. We got every single question right because we were like tapped in, and we proved to each other that off of the communication-based competition, we can destroy all these other couples that are
that also goes to show, by the way, that you actually had conversations with her
100%.
prior, because there's no way you just pull this out your ass. You just win by like the way you did. Like you got every question right. There's no way you just got that by luck. So that just shows that you actually
100%.
talked.
Bro, they stripped away all my personality. They stripped away all my conversation with the guys the whole season. They like dehumanized me. So like it's so easy to hate on me because it's just like it just shows me like going from girl to girl, not giving a fuck.
They don't show like the in between.
It's funny because like when I think of you and the way like I perceive you from like stuff I've seen, I think of you as like one of the boys and like well liked by all the boys, but I think that's because I see it all on social media now that I'm thinking about
you don't see any like they make it seem like me and Callum aren't cool. Me and Callum was my guy in there. Like we were like locked in from day one. Because we were on our back foot the whole entire time. Nobody had our backs.
Okay, that's annoying. But wait, this is where I'm confused too. So you're riding this high with Jess, but then Courtney comes in and you make a really quick switch up. If you were riding with Jess so well, why would you switch to Courtney? And also in my mind, Courtney isn't as like maybe aggressive as a player as Jess is, or is it just because she was like taller? Like if there's like a dual type challenge like you saw in that final thing, Courtney's not doing well in that challenge.
Says she is not the one.
Look, foolproof explanation for all this. When Jess and I won the Mr. and Mrs. Challenge and everyone got like their it coins and put them all in our jar, it was once again a clear indicator to me that nobody had Jess's back. Everyone liked Jess.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But nobody had my back. Like I'm thinking challenge mindset. Like
like you're gonna go down a sinking ship because no one had your back or her back.
She was popping off at Liberty, calling her jealous, pieing her in the face. It was just a bunch of drama for no reason, and so like the way that she was
drama with the pre-alliance members in the house.
So then when we won a challenge, yet we still were vulnerable, and thank God to Ray for saving us, right? Because nobody had my back besides Ray.
Oh,
and
what you're saying from the gameplay.
When Courtney came in, right?
Yeah.
What they don't show, which is pertinent information. She saw that Courtney was like interested in me. She was interested in everyone in the house because she was a bombshell. She talked to everybody. And then Jess saw us speak. Now Jess pulls me. They showed a part of this conversation, but then showed like the actual meat and potatoes of the conversation. She basically told me all my life, Jess, call me out if I'm lying. Right? She literally told me, she's like, yeah, honestly, I see that Courtney's into you and you talk to Courtney. Like, honestly, I'm tired of like competing for a guy. Mind you, we've known each other for 3 days. I'm tired of like competing a guy. I don't want to feel second to none. I'd honestly rather just keep it as a friendship couple and just be a challenge couple together. And I said, look, Jess, like, I don't think that's necessary because I really do like you. I respect that, and that's all I can do. So moving forward, you're still my priority because we're coupled up with each other. But okay, I understand. So then right from there, when it shows me walk away from Jess, that was after she put me in the friend zone because she didn't want to compete for a guy. Very unnecessary.
Day 3?
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, this is Love Island. Like, you people come in, you have to like stand on your shit, be confident in who you are, right? And hope that things work out. But I was just like, look, I respect that. And I walked straight from that conversation because I'm like, okay, well, I need to find somebody that I'm like romantic with too, because with Jess, now it's just a friendship couple. So I walked straight over to Courtney and I told Courtney, I was like, look, like I've been waiting for someone like you to come in. Someone that I'm attracted to, and it's someone that's also athletic, because she was just telling me about she's been surfing her whole entire life. A lot of these challenges are like balance based and shit like that. Like she told me she was really athletic. I was waiting for someone like you. It make it seem like I was waiting for her specifically, but that wasn't the case at all. On TV, I was like, not you in particular, but just someone that's the best of both worlds, a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I said I was waiting for you. And I said it in lieu of the conversation I just had with Jess. She did friend zone me, right?
Right. I think she friend zoned you because she was just sad because she actually really did like you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
She was just jealous about like me still being open, and like I don't necessarily think like I understand where the feelings of jealousy like come from, and like I hate to even say like if that made her feel insecure that I was still open to getting to know new girls, but that had nothing to do with her. It was just like, this is a game. I'm trying to find the best partner for me. I do like you. I can't just lock in just because we're cool right now.
Right.
So after I talked to Courtney got to talk to every single guy there. And based off of the conversation I had with her, I sold myself. I was like, look, I have a good track record. You know what I'm saying? I'm into you. You know, I think you're attractive. And, you know, I think we'd be great together as far as like competing or whatever. Out of all the guys, when she's at the recoupling, she picks me. I get chosen. And she drops the famous bar. And this one guy said that he's been waiting for me. Completely misconstrued out of context, because I've been waiting for someone that is also athletic, but I'm also attracted to. Not waiting for her specifically, not holding Jess as a placeholder. And Jess, once again, before all this happened, literally friend zoned me. So then when we're at the recoupling and that happened and she went off and she's like, "You're a fucking snake." I'm like, why are you even saying this to me?
Oh my
After
God.
you just friend zoned me. So that's why I'm like, oh my God. Like I didn't even receive it like I actually getting cussed out, because why are you cussing me out when you just friend zoned me? And then I didn't even know that she was crying. I never even saw her crying until I watched it back.
Did all the Islanders in there think that like you and Courtney made this pact at the airport, or was that like an internet thing?
It was an internet thing.
So like no one in the villa thought like, oh, Johnny and Courtney met at the airport and they're gonna.
If they did, that's ridiculous, because I talked to everyone. None of the guys did, but you know, the girls talk in the dressing room and say all this. Like I said, I didn't even know that Jess cried. I didn't know it was that deep for Jess until I watched it back, because
yeah, bro,
we were only coupled up
almost as much as Ray, and I was like, Jesus Christ, and I'm trying to figure out what she's crying about.
Bro,
that doesn't make sense at the recoupling. Like,
real.
Did you say anything? Did you say anything when she was like her famous speech where she's like, "Oh, you're a snake, whatever." I would have been like, "You friend zoned me right before this shit." And what were you supposed to do? Just sit on your thumb and just wait for shit to go by?
The thing is, for me, when she went off like that, I'm like, okay, you can have it. Like, I was just like, that was ridiculous. In my mind, this whole time when she's doing all this stuff, in real life, to me, it was like, you're doing too much. And a lot of the guys in there, they were like, yo, she's wild right now. What? Mm-hmm. And I knew my truth. So like, for me, going into the season, I knew that I was gonna be non-combative. Like, going off and like yelling or like going like trading in an argument with a girl, like
it's not gonna work ever.
I'm just gonna say sorry. Okay, you got it. You know what I mean? It didn't play in my favor in the edit because it just made it look like I was admitting to guilt. But realistically, after she did that shit, I was like, I don't even want to have anything to do with you. Like, she was just doing too much. And then every single chance she got, she like threw dirt on me. When Callum got the chance to shuffle up the couples, they only asked two people, Sally and Jess. You don't want to be, who do you not want to be coupled up with? Johnny Lee Middlebrooks. I'm like, oh my God, like, give it a rest. Like, yo,
let this shit die.
Like, let it die out. And then in the very end, when they all come back, Jess is like, I'm gonna start with Johnny. I'm like, yo, am I the only thing you can talk about in here? We were coupled up for like 3 or 4 days. Like, relax.
Yeah.
And we were in a friend zone, right? You friend zone me. It's like, and then everyone just jumped on that. Oh, the way you treated Jess. What do you mean the way I treated Jess? You guys don't have any insight into the conversations we have, because I'm not over here pleading my case to the whole entire villa either. All the guys knew, which is why they all supported me. But she's over here boohoo crying to all the girls like I snaked her, did something dirty to her, which I did not at all. Mm-hmm. Like, to be honest with you, 100% transparency, Jess and I are cool. Like, I talked to her after, and when we talked about like her going off on me, it was more so from the standpoint of like, yo, Jess, you were doing way too much. Like, what was that? It wasn't like, I'm so sorry for hurting you. It was like, was that really necessary? You know? And she's like, yeah, you were gonna cop that. And like, after we got out of the villa, she's like, oh my God, like, you're gonna just wait. I cried so much. I cried. You're gonna look terrible. And I'm like, wow, thanks. And like, I laughed about it. Oh, whatever, cool.
Nice.
Like, she's not actually hurt. I mean, she has a whole new man now. Like, and I saw she posted on TikTok yesterday. Someone commented like, if you won the money, would you split it? And she's like, fuck yeah, I'd split it. Like, I would buy that's a house deposit. Like, why would I act like I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody that's in a whole nother country? If that's how you feel about this whole experience.
Wait. So Jess was saying she would split it or would not split it?
No, she would not split it.
Oh.
But she's saying, why would I even bet on a relationship that's happening with a person from a whole other country? I'm like, okay, so if this is your rationale, why are you crying so hard about some guy that you've been with for 3 days that hurt you so bad when you weren't even coming here to be serious with somebody in the first place? It was a performance at my expense. And that's just me being 100% real. The
Yes.
shit's all gone. It's all over. But like, for people to think that I did her so dirty and like it makes me like look like the worst guy in the world, she's not actually hurt, and she was never actually hurt. Her like ego was struck a little bit because I was like still pursuing other girls in the house, which I'm very open about. But outside of that, like I didn't do anything wrong to her because I was open and transparent with her, saying, "Hey, when new people come in here, I'm definitely gonna chat with them. You know, I still like you, but like, doesn't not open to getting to know new people."
I think what really did you in though is then the switch from Courtney to Aurelia. What was
So
then
same exact thing. When Courtney and I were coupled up, we were like, "Yo, like, let's just lock it in, man. Like, this is where I'm over here thinking." I even told, so I'm talking to Courtney, and the new bombshells come in, right? That night, all 6 of them came in.
Yeah.
I'm chatting with everybody, just mingling and shit. You know, haven't really talked to any of the new bombshells or anything. So she comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, how's your night going?" And I'm like, "Good."
Not the voice.
She's like, "Yeah, Mitch and Scott just pulled me for a chat." I was like, "Oh shit, how'd that go?" She's like, "It was good." She's like, "But I just told them that they shouldn't waste their time because I'm good with you." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So that's how we're doing this." She's like, "Yeah, so what are you gonna tell the bombshells?" And I was like, "I mean, shit, I guess I'll tell them the same thing." Once again, Courtney called my bluff. I have no reason to lie. Right. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then the next day when I talked to all 4 of the girl bombshells, they only showed the conversation with Aurelia. Talked to Zeta, to Tina.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like what we see. It looks like you just go for Aurelia in that.
Yeah. So I talked to Aurelia, and basically I'm sitting there talking to her, and like genuinely, all bullshit aside, Aurelia and I's like just, you know, when you like lock eyes with somebody and like everything clicks.
Yeah.
That's how it was. And it was crazy because she speaks German. Like her English wasn't the greatest, but like we had like this chemistry off the rip, and I was super attracted to her. She's like my type. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's
fucking guy. Yeah.
I was just saying, like she like on that physically, and then just the way we spoke and like communicated was amazing off the jump. The first conversation we had, and I was like telling her, I was like, as beautiful as you are and as great as this is, like I cannot switch up anymore. Like I'm good with Courtney. I do like Courtney. I'm attracted to her, and you know, we only have like 5 days left in here. Like, I don't know how you are in challenges. Like, I wish you were here earlier, but I'm sorry. And it was just like a sad moment for both of us where it was just like, can't pursue this.
Like right person, wrong time.
Exactly. And then I talked to Courtney. She's like, "So how did it go?" I was like, "Yeah, I told him, you know, I'm locked in with you." Straight up.
Oh no.
Told her I'm locked in with you.
If we locked in, ain't no
we're locked in, right? So then the duel happens with Jack and Mike, whatever. And we're, you know, same shit the whole day. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, damn, that's really crazy that this girl comes in here and I can't pursue that because, you know, like I'm locked in with Courtney and I'm happy here. But I wrote that off completely. So then the night happens, you know, we all get dressed, we all come down for the night. We're walking down to the table to get our drinks, and Courtney, she's like, we're walking there. She's like, we need to talk. And I'm like, what's up? You good? And she's like, yeah, we just need to talk. And I'm like, all right, cool. So then we go over to like sit on the couch and we talk. They did not show any of this conversation, and it is pertinent information. Pertinent. Like, so it's so essential. She pulls me over there and she's like, yeah, I think we closed things off too soon. And I'm over here like, I mean, you were the one that kind of initiated closing it off. Like, okay, like, how are you feeling? What's going on? She's like, yeah, I just feel like the bombshells are going to get to pick. And I heard Aurelia say that she likes you. So, yeah, like, I don't want to, like, close myself off to the guys because, like, you know, if I do, then I might be vulnerable to go home.
Oh, I see.
And I was like,
okay.
I was like, you know, that makes sense. Like, once again, game time decision. That's a smart move on Courtney's part. Like, okay, I feel you. Yeah. And she literally said to me, she was saying, because I was still cool with Courtney. I was like, yo, this is where I want to be. Despite Aurelia coming in, like I still was like locked in with her. We had just done well in the challenge. Like it was cool. So she's literally saying to me, I swear to God, she's like, yeah, it is a shame. Like it has been good though. It has been good. Like it was good while it lasted. I was like, whoa. I mean, you don't have to act like you don't know for sure that that's
while it lasted.
Yeah, I was like, you don't know for sure that it's not gonna like we're not gonna end up together. You don't know that. And she's like, I do. Like, I really is gonna pick you. And I was like, I mean, I wouldn't write it off, but like I see where you're coming from. Like, okay. She's like, yeah. So I'm gonna go pull Mitch and Scott. And I was like, okay. Like this was us. That was us like saying, okay. It was
great case scenario for you then.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Right.
But that's not what we see.
It's not what you see, and it's like it's so essential. Like, right? It's like without that, it just looks like me and Courtney are locked in and I just go kiss Aurelia.
And then
That
that's
looks
why the
terrible.
beach conversation, that's what I'm like, why is she cussing you out? Because she's like, say, yeah, so did you go secretly have a kiss or something? And I'm like,
Look. So then I go straight up to talk to Aurelia. Aurelia and I talked for like 3 hours. I'm talking to the point where everyone already got ready for bed and is going
You
to
talking
sleep.
about in the girls' makeup room?
No, on Spill the Tea.
Okay.
So we go up there and like, I'm like, me and Courtney are done. Like she was just talking to Mitch and Scott the whole night. I wasn't even worried about her at this point.
Mhm.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? And I hope the best for her. And she talked to Scott all night, talked to Mitch all night. So I'm talking to Aurelia. Things are going extremely well. And I kiss her because it was like, fuck it. What's the problem? It's like there's certain reasons I can't explain why I didn't say anything. It just wasn't the right time and place. Basically, it was too late in the night to start
Yeah.
During
with
the
drama.
plot.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense to you guys?
Yeah. It
Right.
does.
The math is mathing.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna tell her tomorrow. Even though it's not really a big deal because I mean we
Right.
moved on from each other. Like
Right.
she's talking to new guys. Like, what's the big deal? I'm not disrespecting.
Right.
It's kind of like when Imani kissed Ray when I was coupled with Imani.
It's not gonna bother you like that.
It's like it's not. I'm not violating. We've only been together
Right.
for a couple days anyway, and you just open things back up. What does open things back up mean? We need like a Love Island dictionary. What does open mean? So the reason why I like brought Aurelia in like the Riz room and kissed her was because it was like I wish I could share the bed with her tonight because like of how things are right now. But like coming here just like before like just a little nightcap. Like let's just like whatever. And it was like kind of secretive because it's like I don't want to like start some shit tonight for no reason because I know everyone else didn't hear the conversation that Courtney and I had. Right. So it's like I'm not gonna blow up the villa because no, it's not anyone else's business. Like who gives a fuck? Next morning, here we are, and I'm like, yo, like I need to tell Courtney. For some reason, I just couldn't tell Courtney. Right?
What?
Leo probably understands.
I understand.
Leo gets it. It's like,
and it's tough because you're like, fuck.
I'm like, fuck, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking to find, like you can't always have a conversation when you want to have a conversation.
You can't like it's spaced out in a certain way that you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't really say, but like it's not always in your control.
Follow this.
So I'm like, damn, like this is only me and Aurelia know this. Whole time when I watch it back, Aurelia went straight to the wrong person. Jess, someone else. She tells Jess, and then Jess is being a girl's girl, so she tells Courtney in this way where it seems like I'm sliding behind her back. And it all makes sense because I'm like, yo, we still got our secret. Like it all just pans together to just make me look like a crazy snake. And hey, if that's what I am because of this, cool, I'll wear that. But I'm like, damn, like I need to tell Courtney today just to avoid any like potential blow up. But for whatever reason, I couldn't find time to have a conversation with her.
And then she pulls you, and then it's like, well,
exactly.
Now I'm fucked.
While all of this is happening, were you like concerned about any of your lion stuff, like with Ray and making sure you had like numbers or anything, or was all of this just too much? It was like harder to focus on your gameplay then?
No, I mean the whole entire time, no one had my back.
Yeah, because you weren't in alliances. You and Cullen, bro, held that shit down with nobody's trust or alliance the entire time.
Genuinely, from the very first day, I knew for a fact every single challenge we had, they don't show like the stress level that I had. But every single challenge, I was like, I have to stay out of the bottom three, no matter what. Because even if me and Jess win the Mr. and Mrs. challenge, we end up vulnerable. So I had to win to stay out of the bottom.
Right. That's what me and E talked about. Like, we thought Colum and Liberty had such a great strategy, but being like the mediocre couple where they're flat in the middle because you're not too much in the limelight and you're also not dead last. Yeah. Because then you have a target on your back no matter what.
100%. Like, even from the first time I won Power Couple with Imani, right? We won Power Couple, and they show me say, damn, I can't see my boy Steph go home. And they cut my speech, right? Yeah. But really what happened there, Imani said to me, because she was on season 5 with you.
Yeah.
And she didn't know Justine. She was cool with her in the villa. They were chill. But I knew Justine. And no Selly. And Selly and I just squashed things. So I'm like, yo, sure, we talked about it, but I told Imani after she told me, like, hey, I don't really know anybody. I'm going to leave this to you. So I took the brunt of the conversation. I was like, look, I can't see my boy Steph go home. I would kick myself in the ass if I didn't take this as an opportunity to show Justine and Selly that I got their back. Yeah. So when I gave the speech, they didn't show. They made it seem like Imani picked them because I let her say the names. I was like, hey, you know, like, winning Power Couple today, could have been
because there's a pause in between when you say it.
Yeah. I was like, winning Power Couple today, could have been anyone's game. And, we're blessed to be the ones that are in the power position today. I was like, well, today we want to shine a light on another Power Couple. And then it shows Imani say, Justine and Jack. Yeah. But that was really on me we did it mutually. It was still our mutual decision.
Uh-huh.
But I was hoping that me putting out that peace offering to Justine and Sally, they came up to me, oh my God. Like, they're both crying and stuff. Thank you so much, Johnny. Like, seriously, like, we're not going to forget
Crying?
that. Wow. No, because Justine was about to go home. So Sally's like, no, Justine, right?
Yeah.
So they were all, like, super appreciative. Justine came up to me, like, you know, thank you so much, Johnny. Like, seriously, like, that meant so much. You didn't have to do that, da-da-da-da. I'm hoping this is going to, like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine later on. But then the Mr. and Mrs. challenge, they came in and just dumped all their coins and my shit made me vulnerable. And I'm like,
bro,
damn.
They
That's crazy.
hold you right there, bro.
Right there.
Because you looked out for Shorty at the get-go, and she's like, check this out, though.
Exactly. And I'm like, yo,
That's
that's crazy, bro. So, like, yeah, here I am after I couple
I think it's also because you were a good competitor. Like, you were a threat. Like, in Survivor or, like, the challenge, like, I feel like right off the bat, you're someone that people would try to boot earlier on, because if you get too far, you could win the whole thing, which is what almost happened.
Wait, you did Survivor too?
That people should have taken out. No. But like, you're someone people should have voted out the minute they could have, because you kept sneaking by. You were able to get all the way to the end. Like, it's the perfect example of why you vote out you.
Yeah, and the thing is, even when they voted for me, I was like, hey, you know, it's no bad blood. You know, people are looking out for their friends, and like maybe people see me as a threat. That's cool. I don't say I know what energy I bring in. You know what I'm saying? Right. Nobody is going to be excited if I win something. Everyone's going to be clapping and cheering if I lose. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone kind of expects me to do well. So if I don't do well, it's like, damn, Johnny, you suck. But if I do well, people are like, fuck.
Bro, that's like when you're the best team.
I don't know. I think you had some people rooting for you.
Oh, 100%. Shout out to all my supporters out there, right? But like, I'm talking about in the villa.
In the villa, got it.
Like, people, I was cool with everybody, but like nobody's gonna stick their neck out for me, because ultimately, like, I'm a threat to a degree.
I saw that.
Ray did.
When went toe-to-toe with Ray.
Ray did, yeah.
No, but even when you go toe-to-toe with Ray at the first time, you can see like they're only rocking with Ray.
Yeah.
When you win, it's dead silent. I'm like,
I literally ran in and everyone's booing me, right? And the thing is too, when we take it back to like the smooch Mary pie shit, right? It's like everyone was so like thought it was so crazy that I, you know, pied Selly. Selly and I were actually cool this time. We were like speaking, passing, like I was saying earlier. And during the smooch Mary pie shit, I'm like, who better to pie than my ex?
Yeah.
Or not only just because she's my ex, but she like put me on blast for a bunch of bullshit in the beginning, which was all just bullshit. We broke up because I didn't pay for nachos. That is a load of shit. Like, I mean, I didn't want to go in there and tell the real story. That would just be way too much. I'm not trying to make anyone look bad, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like kind of like, whoa, like, I can't believe you're doing this right now when you know I know the truth, right? But I was like, you know what? Like, say what you got to say. I'm going to just take the hit and then move forward. But we were cool the whole time we were in there. On the smooch Mary pie shit, they don't show it, but I'm like, if I couldn't sleep at night if I didn't take this opportunity to get my get back, because Sally kept on saying, love you, Sally, shout out to you, but I gotta tell my side. She kept on saying, like, no funny shit. She kept saying, yo, like, it was 3 years ago, get over it, da-da-da-da.
Yeah, she kept saying that.
She kept saying that, and I'm like, okay, but like, let's rewind the tapes a little bit, because I have not sent a text message to your phone since the day we broke up. So yeah, I'm over it, and I have not tried to contact you one bit. You keep saying that. Trust me, I'm over it 100%. 6 months before we filmed the show, she put out a diss track with a music video.
Oh, I heard this, and all she asked you about it.
And I'm the one that's not over it. I'm not saying that she's on me still, but she wrote a song called "On Me" when I haven't spoke to you since the day we broke up, and you're trying to make it seem like I'm on you. Like, and then you're constantly like throwing this in my face on TV because you know people are gonna jump on it and it's gonna make me look bad. And I'm like, yo, this is like, it was just too much. I was like, it was ridiculous. So in the Mary Pie shit, I was like, I'm gonna take this opportunity because I never got my get back because this girl wrote a diss track. It was like a little funny thing. Yeah. And she's like, you're just mad you lost a bad bitch. You're just mad. And I'm like, oh my God, like, it was actually like awkward. I was like, it was just like too much. I was like, okay, Sally, here you go.
You better ask for the royalties.
Like, it was not that serious at all. And it was just like saying it. Huh?
Did she pie you back after or no?
No, she pied Callum for friend zoning Liberty.
Oh yeah.
But she fake pied me, and then like she made
yeah.
but she didn't. But like it was just way too much. And then after that, she was like mad at me for pieing her, which is still, once again, for me, why is it that serious in the first place? It's a pie game. Like, the girls take it so serious, but it is what it is. She came up to me, she's like, "Do you still have a problem with me or something?" I was like, "No, Sally, it was a joke. Genuinely, it was a joke. And if you took it the wrong way, I'm sorry, but there was no malice behind it. We were good again. Like, just after that one conversation, they don't show any of that. But yeah, it's just the whole like, it's been 3 years, get over it. I'm like, I know, I haven't spoken to you in 3 years, and you wrote a song about me 6 months ago with a whole music video.
Not the music video.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
Feature?
shout out, she's great at music. When we were dating, I was like, "Yo, you're super talented. I want you to make music." And you know, if I'm your muse, whether it's in a good or a bad way, hey, make your money. Do what you gotta do. So always throw the "get over it, it's been 3 years" in my face when I have not sent you a text message since the day we broke up, and you were writing music about me. It's just like, come on, yo. And I'm just sitting back here in this shit. I'm like, people are gonna eat this shit up.
OD. Also, wait,
OD,
does that
bro.
mean are you on good terms now?
We're cool, you know what I'm saying? But like Sally and I, we're in a good spot. But for me, bro, it's like, I'm never allowed to like tell my side of the story.
Oh, I know.
If it like might make someone else look slightly wrong. But I'm not gonna stray away from telling my truth, right? Like, whatever. So me and Sally are cool. You know, there's no bad blood there. We ended the show cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was what it was, and it is what it is. Like, I went to her crib. You know, we've been around each other in public. It's all good. But like, you know,
Are you
like,
cool with Courtney, because she seemed a little bit upset post show?
Yeah, I mean, we were cool. Leaving the show, everything was straight. Other reasons I'm not gonna speak about, the virality of things that you probably saw it.
Yeah.
She's like, honestly, like, it's just embarrassing if that's true. Da 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 da. And it's like, we were cool after the show, but she's not cool with me, and I literally could care less. I don't care at all. I don't care at all. We were cool after the show. We have no personal shit between the two of us. There's nothing that I've ever done wrong to her, and she's never done anything to me. I just don't care.
How have you been able to deal with like all the hate that you get? Because I feel like you probably have it at like an insane magnitude. Like, you're probably going to go down as one of the biggest reality TV villains of all time for this.
Yeah, I mean,
season. Like,
it's just like, at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do this to somebody that couldn't handle it, right? Because this type of hate, it's absurd. I mean, it's like, people are like, I hope everything that you own gets taken away from you. You don't deserve to live. Like, fuck da 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 da. I'm like, I know.
Bro, the Twitter repost you put on your story was sick.
That wasn't even close to it, bro.
That was nothing.
It gets so much worse than that. And my thing is, the thing that kind of like irritates me about all this, right? I don't need anything to come to my defense or anything of the sorts, right? But it's like, for me, the relationships that I had and have with all the Islanders in the house, and they know how respectful, transparent, and honest I actually was in real life. Yet they see the reception of what's going on here. Only the people that like Ray and like Toby, whatever, they'll like come support me or whatever, Callum too, in their interviews and stuff. But it's like the people that are like cool with me, but they know that I don't deserve this level of hate based off of what actually happened. And they decide to like, because it just kind of plays into their story a little more, to just kind of like, oh yeah, well, Johnny can handle it. That's the part where it's like, damn, y'all, that's kind of crazy.
Like, your own people?
Yeah, my own people, like, that's kind of crazy, y'all. Like, and you guys know for a fact that
no one deserves that kind of hate. Even if
it's insane.
Even if you literally like cheated on someone you were dating on the show, you still don't deserve hate to say like, oh, you should go die, like, or these crazy like, the Love Island fans get really, really mean, and it's scary. It's like, and it's almost like the fans have taken a new entity this season of games. I think the vicious level and the hate level has been tenfold of what we've seen of other like seasons. Like, it's crazy,
and it's all on my head. But to answer your question, when you know your truth and you know that like that's not you as a person, like, me on TV it's part of you, but it's not me, right? So I know that the people that genuinely know me, my friends, my family, people that are close to me, they know who I am. They know how respectful I am. And that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And like, the hate is just, it's frivolous. It doesn't matter, because if anyone sees me on the street, oh my God, are you Johnny from Love Island? Right? Or if I respond back to one of the hate comments,
like, oh my God, like, I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter. It's just, it's another comment. It's part of the algorithm. It is annoying. It is annoying when, you know, humbly, I know that the show would not be what it is without my storyline.
It
right?
wouldn't.
It would
It
not.
made the whole show. I said it the
would
whole
not.
season. But I
like,
also think it's funny because I think you, and this is like, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I think you loved being the villain. I think you loved being like the star of the show, the villain. Like you played into it almost because, like you said, maybe from the first couple days, like you were like, oh, this is what I can already see kind of happening. Like you're like, all right, I'm the villain. I'm just gonna be the villain.
Not really.
No,
because I mean, if you listen to what I've been saying about like how things actually
oh
transfer,
yeah, no, I
Yeah,
get
like
that.
portrayal wise,
it's like
Yeah.
I wasn't playing a villain role. I was being super transparent.
Yeah.
And these things kept happening, and I'm like, and like everyone wants to like feel really bad for the girls and like, oh my gosh, like whatever. And I get it. Like any guy hurting a girl's feelings, like fuck you or whatever. And any guy hurting a girl's feelings, you deserve that. But like, is she being genuine in being hurt, or is she just crying?
Yeah.
And that's what was happening. And I'm not trying to just like invalidate her feelings or anything like that, but like I know Jess.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that those moments where you're gonna cop it and she's gonna, oh my God, he's gonna cop it. I'm fuming. Like she's not actually upset. Her feelings are not hurt. She's taking this opportunity to say, this is my TV moment. Genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. Like,
Yeah.
which is why every single time my name got brought up or anytime you saw her face on the screen, who was she talking about? Me. And a lot of people love her so much because that recoupling speech. Do people know that she friend zoned me before that? No. Will they ever know or care or believe what I have to say? Hell no.
Probably not.
And
Yeah, that's
I'm
the thing,
the sacrificial lamb. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the necessary evil.
sacrificial lamb.
Seriously, I was the
Yeah.
necessary evil to make this show what it was. And
You were, and you made it to the end somehow. And I don't know if you know this, but like even on the Discord chat, like I wanted you to win. I was rooting for you to win.
Oh, OD, bro. The show was entertaining because of, like once
It's
it went
nothing
down.
against anyone else I was watching. Like I just also love an underdog story, and obviously I'm like so happy that Justine and Jack have found each other, and they are so cute online. But I like wanted you to win because gameplay, like you made it all the way to the end with no alliance. Like it was crazy.
You have no idea. Like being there was like everyone's like saying,
number one, but
oh,
I was like, I mean, even if you watch like other game shows, like I've brought up Survivor a lot because the show feels like it with all the alliances. The public enemy number one, they win a lot, and then they're loved for it on that show because it's a game, and there's no like love tied to it at all. I'm like, maybe you do really well with something like that.
Yeah, it's hard for people to detach themselves from the whole love aspect of Love Island when it comes to games. But I was kind of in my mind setting the precedent for the difference. Like it's not about going here, stick with somebody from day one, and make it to the end. You know what I mean? Like if you are lucky and find that, great.
Yeah,
but
awesome.
Like, if you look at my story in there, I was literally never vulnerable. I never lost shit.
That is true.
Only time I was vulnerable was when the house voted me down and then Ray saved me. But Justine and Jack were vulnerable several times. Selly was saved by EL when she was vulnerable. Everyone else was vulnerable all the time. Callum, like who wasn't vulnerable besides me? Because I literally had to win to stay out of the vulnerable position because I knew that if I wasn't, then I was going to get voted out based off of being a threat and hurting all the girls when I wasn't.
Going into the mega duel, were you so excited to see it was super physical because you're like, okay, maybe I can win this thing? With moving those like sandbags of money and the balance beam thing.
Yeah, and the thing is that is completely taken out of the show was the first round of the mega duel. So first round of the
we've heard that 3 times today now.
Yeah, exactly. It was a 3-way tug of war, and the first round of it lasted.
It was like a standstill. Yeah.
No, it was like you're tied by the waist and you're running. On your hands and knees.
Yeah.
So it was a standstill for 27.
Yeah.
So our bodies were like completely fucked up going into the second round.
Oh my God.
My legs, like I was so dehydrated. We started at 8 p.m. and ended at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
It was your story. I saw that on.
Yeah. So basically, my legs were completely done, right? And going into like the balance beam, I had like like Charlie horses.
Yeah.
I had like Charlie horses this big in like several sections of my legs. Like I couldn't even. Aurelia came off the beam. I had her in my arms, and I dropped her because my legs completely straightened out. The medics had to come and like rub my legs out, and like they're like, I'm like literally like agonizing pain. It was crazy. Like my legs were. It was insane. And they're like, Johnny, you're up first. They make it seem like I was like the last two to go, but I was up first. And they're like, Johnny, you have like a minute. Like if you can't continue, then you're disqualified.
No.
And I was like, I literally couldn't even walk, bro. Like it was crazy. So I get up there, and what really happened was a miracle. Like I like tapped into a whole nother domain to beat Callum and Jack. The way that it shows, it's just like, oh, I fall off the beam and Callum might have hurt me on that one. You know what I mean? Like it makes it seem like I just kind of like toughed it out, but really it was crazy. Like that time that I fell off, you guys kind of see me like wincing in pain.
Yeah.
Every single person, well, not every single person, but all the people that were rooting for me, they all swarmed the mat, and they're all like I'm literally laying face down, like they're trying to bend my legs, and they couldn't even bend my legs to the knee because it was.
You know what this sounds like? That one scene Karate Kid, bro, when his legs like fully shot out, and he's like, "Fuck it."
That's what it was like,
bro.
bro. And they're all like massaging me out, and they're like, you know, and like there's just tears streaming down my face. I'm like, oh my gosh! And I get up and I beat Callum, and then I beat Jack, and then it's like, holy shit! Like Sally came up to me, like people watching this shit. Sally came up to me and said, I almost cried watching that because of how crazy it actually was. Like I got at one point, I was like, please don't just
There was so much emotion in it.
It was crazy.
It was really a mega duel. Like they did that finale.
I just hate how they didn't actually show, because if they actually showed what actually happened, more people would have wanted me to win. Like they didn't show like the full scope of it, but it is what it is. But then in the actual finale,
yeah,
like the sandbag shit.
Yeah.
Again, shout out Justine, shout out Jack. Y'all did it. Season 1 winners. Y'all earned it. You deserve it. But here's my side of the story.
Great.
So basically, we do the whole thing, and at the end of it, right? At the beginning of the disclaimer, I'm not saying that this game was rigged. I'm not saying that, you know, I won or anything like that. But I'm just saying this was my thought process through the finale. When they told us the rules, they said your bags have to be fully in the zone. They can't be leaning out. And also, you can't put any bags in the zone after the buzzer rings. Okay, cool. Those are the only rules. Got it. When the buzzer rings and we look at my zone and look at their zone, they have 6 total bags in their zone. Yes, they're the bigger bags. I understand, because I said this online. People are like, oh, brother, it's not about how big the bags are. It's about the monetary. Like, I get it. I was there. It's about the monetary value and how much the cumulative value is, all the numbers in your zone. They had 6 total bags. 2 of them were leaning out, right? So I'm like looking at that. I saw that. I was like, okay. Look at my bags. I have 9 bags fully in my zone, and I had 3 of the biggest bags. It was like 10K, 9K, 8K. And all their bags were like 5K, 4K, 6K. You know, it was around like 30-something K. I could just do the math really quick. I had 3 bags that were already close to 30K. I had 6 more bags that were like medium bags, smaller bags, whatever. So I'm looking at shit like, holy shit, I might actually won this shit. So then obviously all the people were watching, and I'm like asking them like, yo, what do you think? Because they're watching the shit. Like, you fucking did it, bro. You won. Like, giving me that reassurance, like, you won. And I'm like, no fucking way. And I'm like, oh my God, like I fucking did this shit. Like, after all this, the whole entire season, I'm on my back foot. Like nobody wants to see me win. I fucking win, right?
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So then immediately after they blow the horn, I'm like looking at the bags, trying to like do the math in my head, because it's only a fucking simple math problem, addition.
Right.
Yeah. Add up the numbers, right? Tell me who won. They're like, everyone clear the stage. Clear the stage. Immediately, everyone clear the stage as soon as we finish. And mind you, we've been here for 11 hours. Why are we in a rush, right? This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, because Jack was like, the ambulance is coming for Jack, and it's like, you know, whatever. So we all have to clear the stage, and we're waiting in the vans, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm like, what's up? Who won? And like, all right, guys, so we're going to go back to the hotels and, you know, rest up a little bit.
The hell, Tommy? Oh my God.
We're gonna come back in about like 6 hours later on, and da. So I'm like in the hotel, I'm like showering. Mind you, we were in the villa before, but now we're in the hotels. And now I'm sitting here, shower running over me, just like
in the Nalagi.
Like, wow, this is like, my body's hurting. I'm like, I cannot believe this. I won. I fucking won. I had several people in the audience telling me, John, you fucking won this shit. I'm like, oh my God, like, bro, I wholeheartedly think you won. Like, seriously, you got it. So we come back 6 hours later. The stage is cleared. I'm like sitting there. To Justine to my left, it's like deja vu. So I'm sitting here and like, and the winners of Love Out Games, season 1, Justine and Jack. And I'm just like, oh my God. Of course. In my head, I'm thinking, congratulations. You know, I'm not going to be a sore loser or anything like that, of course.
Yeah.
But my only thing is, what was the number? Tell me the number. Like, I just want to know. Right? If you lose a football game, you want to know how much you lost by. You lose a basketball game, you want to know the score. They said over close analysis and sending it all over to our different headquarters and analyzing the tapes. This is the end result. That's what they told us. I'm like, you're telling me that a 5th grader with a calculator couldn't have just added up the numbers real quick? So I'm just like, of course, yeah, you guys are going to tell us the numbers. Once again, it's not rigged. You know what I mean? They won fair and square. But, like, I'm just like, I made it all the way here. Yeah. Not only, without my storyline, people probably would have called the show boring, right? I would have been voted out the minute anyone got the chance. When I won a challenge, people made me vulnerable. Make it all the way to the end. People are telling me in real life, holy shit, you won this shit, Johnny. I think you won. Shout out to Justine and Jack. You guys are the winners. You guys deserve it. Not taking anything away. But I'm hearing all this shit. And then at the end of it all, I still lost. Take that with grace. Mm-hmm. Then after the show, the reception of the show, I'm the most hated guy of all time. Get hardly any love at all. Cool. Not a problem. And it's like, then they have like this, you know, people's vote, right? Most valuable island.
Oh, yeah. You know that the MVI Most Valuable Islander came from After the Island?
Really?
Yeah. We would do it every year.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jack and Justine won an extra 30 grand on top of the 100. And I'm just like, like, it's just comical to me knowing my whole story. And like, look, it's so tough because for me, like, explaining my side, some people that are open-minded enough to like see through the bullshit, they'll understand. But the masses are just gonna be like, oh, shut the fuck up, Johnny. You're just bitter.
Yeah.
And
I think another reason why I
don't understand how reality TV works. And I think if you do it, you're not going to understand how it works.
But you make it make sense with one main thing. When you're telling us all the reasons as to like behind the scenes, right? Not only were you saying it like full depth as to what was really happening, you were basically setting your sources. You said, look, Courtney, you could ask her firsthand if you don't believe me. Justine, you could ask her firsthand if you don't believe me. That's what gives me the clarity in my mind. Like, okay, I could be open-minded, like, hear bro out, because if you don't say that shit, I'm like, bro, pull up the Carfax right now. But you did.
No,
and
bro,
you
like,
I want every story.
Please.
Johnny, if you won, would you have split the money or kept it?
I would have split it 100%.
Oh, you really would have?
I would really split it 100%. I don't need 100 grand that bad.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, yeah,
Bro,
I wanted to win the game.
Nah, because it's just like with Aurelia, like my philosophy with it is like, even if you make it all the way to the end,
yeah,
you still needed that person to win the finale. And as hard as that finale actually was, in real life, this shit was genuinely the hardest thing I've ever done. And I've done my whole life, lifted weights my whole life, and I trained hard.
Yeah.
But that shit was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And you need the other person. So I would split it 100%, especially with
that would be fucked, bro.
She's so sweet. She's like, you know, literally such a genuine person.
Talking to her, I think I would end up splitting the money with her. Like, 100%. I would feel too bad saying no.
100%.
And I would want to keep it just to say that I kept it. Like, I don't know. It would be tough. Do you think, so when Justine too was deciding whether or not to split or not, she seemed like she was having like a hard time deciding. Do you think she was going to split it, or do you think that actually was like a difficult decision for her because of everything with Caleb?
Nah, she was going to split it.
Yeah.
We waited there for like a couple minutes, and it was like, what I went through before. Everyone was like, don't. They're like, keep the money, keep the money. Everyone's like, keep the money, keep the money. Keep the money.
Out loud?
Like, we're like, make history, do it.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying keep the money, and because of the whole thing that happened with Ray and everyone, like, you guys missed so much shit. Like,
I know we got Ray's rundown.
We've been talking for an hour, and like I didn't even scratch the surface. But if there's any takeaways from this shit, it's like for people that understand that, you know, there's two sides to every story. Jess friend zoned me before Courtney picked me. Courtney opened things back up before I kissed Aurelia. I talked to Jess for hours before I picked Jess, and everyone thought I was playing Liberty. That made me like a villain or made me like a menace. There was a rhyme and reason behind all of it. Yet for the same rhyme and reason, they didn't show that because it needed to be the necessary evil.
Yeah, you have to have a show.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had a great show because of it. It did awesome. It's like through the roof on Peacock's charts. It's like the top show right now. It's great for viewers. Maybe not so much your inbox, but it's good for viewers. Would you go back and do games again?
Man, of course, you know. But it's like, for me, I could literally I could be Mother Teresa and I'm still gonna get played out to be a bad guy. So
you're a bad guy for life now. That's why I think
guy for life.
A show where the bad guy thrives. I think you need a show where the bad guy thrives.
It's just so crazy because it's just like, I don't know. It's just wild. The whole thing is wild. Watching this shit back was just like, oh my God, I look terrible.
Yeah, you said.
I'm sure you understand. It's like,
Oh, I know, bro. I watched some shit back and I was like,
I'm like,
holy
that's
fucking
not what
shit.
happened.
Yeah, and like, there's a lot of context that's left out. Granted, like,
Yeah.
I know like certain things are like on my own behalf, but at the same time, like when you're explaining what you're saying, like I actually could relate. I'm like, damn, like there's so many deep conversations that fully change everything else. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and like, let me end it all by saying I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I never did anything wrong, but for the major things on the show, I definitely had reasons for everything. Right?
Uh-huh.
I went on here and I was vocal from day one when I talked to Imani. We had our first conversation. I said, look, if all else fails, my goal in here is to make sure that I'm transparent and honest with everybody and I don't hurt anybody. I said at the time, first conversation, that was my mission in there. Even though I was that way, it wasn't shown in that way.
Mhm.
Straight up. Like, it just is what it is. To everyone watching, I'm sure it's all just going to seem like a bunch of excuses and shit because I'm not saying things based off of what they've seen. So they can only base their opinion off of what they actually see on their TVs. So it's like nothing seems valid.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you're casting a good light, I mean, you don't need to bring up anything behind the scenes.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? So it just seems like I'm just digging from a trench that's just make believe or something. But
That's
it is what it is. We made a fucking great show. Love Island Games one. You know,
it was awesome.
History. Fuck all the bullshit.
Yeah.
All the love and the hate, bring it on. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
I love not the hate, but I love seeing all the press around it. It's been really fun, and it's made the show such a good show.
100%.
And there'll be like so many more seasons and stuff now because of it. And I hope you make it onto Games again or another show where you can really thrive as a villain. I'll be looking forward to that. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on today. I really hope everyone can, really take a second to try to understand Johnny's perspective. Again, let's keep the comments nice. Nothing mean. We're not here to bully. We're all here
fuck
to
that.
like
Bully me.
Bully
Me.
No,
I want to hear all
bullying.
the smoke. Fuck it.
Oh my
I'm
God.
impervious to it now. I'm
He
immune.
said, "Fuck you, mean."
I'm sorry.
like,
You're right.
No,
Keep it light,
I'm like,
y'all.
after Island's a safe space. We
You're
don't
right.
want the people coming on here just to like get bullied. So I want our fans
I
to
just
keep
wanna
nice,
say.
keep it nice. But we'll link Johnny's social media down below so you can go give him a follow, keep up with what he's got going on. Definitely want to keep tabs on Johnny to see if he ends up on any other shows. We would love to see more of you. I know you definitely have like a big fan base, although there's some haters. You definitely have some fans out there and a lot of people that were rooting for you along the way. And to anyone watching this interview, please give it a like, leave a comment down below for Johnny, give him a follow, and go check out all our other interviews with our other Islanders. Bye, Johnny. Thank you so much for coming on today.
See ya, Brody.